So Thurs Sadisu on page 49, conversation is between Al-Mudarris and Muhammad. Al-Mudarris, he starts the conversation and the question is, لمن هذه الأقلام يا محمد? Here li ya ustadu. So what we want to understand is, what is the plural of qalamun?
أقلام.
Plural of qalamun is aqlamun. So if I say to you, هذا قلم, but when you change it to plural, هذا قلم, because what is the plural of قلم?
أقلام.
أقلام. Now instead of saying هذا أقلام, what do we say?
هذه.
هذه. Because أقلام is غير عاقل. So all inanimate nouns, when you change it from singular to plural, it is treated as feminine singular. هذا قلم, هذه أقلام. And hence we have the question, لمن هذه الأقلام? لمن هذه الأقلام يا محمد? What is the meaning of لمن? Who does it belong to? And the reply is, here lil usta. Here lil or here li ya ustaz. Again, you know why it's here?
Because of it's referred to.
Aqlamun is feminine singular. Although you know it's a plural noun, but it is treated as feminine singular. So aqlamun becomes here. Even though we know here when you translate it means she. But when you're referring to an object, you translate it as it is mine, here li.
Is it because you're referring to the subject, which is, that's why?
Yes, because we are referring to aqlam. Here li, it is mine. But when you translate, you don't say she is mine. Huwa means he, here means she. But you are referring to depends. Here li, it is mine. Ya ustadu.
Previously we learned, like, for instance, kalami mean my pen, but here
Here li means belonging to me. If you want to say here qalami, you can also do it, but then you can't say here. Because now you're referring to aqlam. The qalamun, hadha qalamun. Okay. My pen, hadha qalam. But my pens, hadihi aqlam.
kalami. Oh, okay.
هي جميلة جدا.
Here,
هي جميلة جدا. So you know what جميلة means?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes? جميل, beautiful. Feminine of جميل,
جميلة.
جميلة. But we are referring to the pens. So therefore, if it is, you got here in your book, here, Jamilatun. Why is it here? Because you're referring to aqlam. Here, Jamilatun. So, aqlam is a plural of qalamun. Qalamun is masculine. When you change it from singular to plural, it is treated as a feminine singular. So, لمن هذه الأقلام هي لي هي جميلة جدا. What is the meaning of جدا?
Very.
Very. وهذه الكتب الجديدة أهي لك. Okay.
I mean, for instance, if you want to say she, real, the person, third person. She is beautiful. Mean how do you say?
وهذه الكتب. You finish the text first.
Okay.
وهذه الكتب الجديدة. What is كتب الجديدة?
These books.
So right now we are referring to books. So again, these books. هذه الكتب الجديدة. These new books. كتب plural of kitab. If I say to you, هذا الكتاب جديد. This book is new. When I change it to plural, هذه الكتب الجديدة. These new books. What about these new books? أهي لك. Is the interrogative pronoun that is used to ask a question. So when you reply, either you say yes or no.
Is this yours?
أهي لك. أهي لك. Does it belong to you? Referring to the books. So what does Muhammad say? لا هي لحامد. Okay? لا here. He is referring to the books. وهذه الكتب الجديدة. And these new books. هي لك. Do they belong to you? لا هي لحامد. No, it belongs to Hamid. Okay? So now the Mudarris again is saying, what is the next question?
أين دفاتركم يا إخوان؟
أين دفاتركم? أين دفاتركم? Dafatir is the plural of daftar. Dafatirukum, and where are your notebooks? Ya ikhwanu, oh brothers. And Ali replies, Hiya huna ala hadha al-maktabi. Aina dafatirukum? Aina? You understood what is dafatir?
Yeah.
Plural of daftar. And where are your books, oh brothers? When you reply, what do you say?
هي هنا.
Here. What is here referring to?
These.
Here is referring to the dafatir.
Dafat.
And what does huna mean?
Here.
Huh?
Here.
Huna means here. Okay, good.
On the ala.
Ala hadha al-maktabi. What does ala mean?
On the desk. On the table. On the desk.
Hadha al-maktabi.
So, on this
On
desk.
top of the desk. On the desk on top.
So it is here on this table, on this desk. So this is the introduction of the lesson, which is ad-darsul sadisu. And what is darsul sadisu?
Lesson
Lesson
6.
6. So lesson 6 and page 49. So what you would learn from this lesson, a very important point to remember is that Arabic nouns are classified as rational and irrational. They are also called intelligent and non-intelligent. Rational nouns are those that refer to human beings. Angels, devils, and such beings are also included in this class. Irrational nouns refer to things, animals, and concepts. So we are dividing the Arabic nouns into rational and irrational, aqil and ghair aqil. So if human being has intellect, and you include in the human beings angels, animals, objects, all these come under irrational noun غير عاقل. In the singular, there is no difference between these two groups, as we have learned. هذا كتاب, هذا رجل. In plural, however, there is a very important difference. Plural of rational nouns are treated as plural. So plural words like they, these are used to refer to them. Plural of irrational nouns are treated as feminine singular. هذا طالب جديد. هو صغير. This is a new student, he is small. هؤلاء طلاب جدد. هم صغار. هؤلاء طلاب جدد. هم صغار. هؤلاء is the plural of هذا, but now you're referring to a noun that is عاقل. So therefore we know that the plural of هذا is هؤلاء. And the plural, and that is why this lesson really is for you to understand the difference between how do you treat a noun which is غير عاقل when you change it from singular to plural. So therefore you have هذا كتاب جديد وهو صغير. When you change it to plural, it becomes هذه كتب جديدة هي صغيرة. So this is a very important example that you should focus on. From the points to remember. So what we have learned, that any noun that you have, take a noun. So this noun, what we're going to do? We're going to divide it into two. Okay. So one noun will be, we said, عاقل. And the other one will be غير عاقل. So a noun which is عاقل has intellect, is rational. غير عاقل, irrational nouns. So now what we want to do, we want to understand the difference between noun that is aqil and ghair aqil when they are plural form. Because when it's singular, take for example, هذا طالب. Okay, you know what's the meaning of هذا طالب?
This is a student.
This is a student. Okay. If I want to say to you this is a new student, then I would say هذا طالب جديد. Okay. He is small. What do I say?
هذا طالب صغير.
هو صغير. Okay, that's understood. But now I want to change this هذا طالب جديد into plural. And we know it's aqil. So we have learned what is the plural of هذا. The plural of هذا, yes, is هؤلاء. The plural of طالب, طلاب. The plural of جديد, جدد. So can you see what we've done? We've changed هذا to هؤلاء, طالب to طلاب, and جديد to جدد.
So the rule is simple.
So now you've understood. Yes, the rule is, if a noun is aqil, when you change it from singular to plural, okay, it's all, everything is changed. That is the rule. But in the singular, there is no difference between these two groups. For example, if I take هذا كتاب جديد. Okay, you don't have problem with this. This is a new book. هذا طالب جديد, هذا كتاب جديد. So singular, no difference. This is عاقل, this is غير عاقل. This is kitab, is no aqal, object. So you've understood that. And thereafter also you would say هو huwa saghirun, same as that, huwa saghirun. So basically, no difference in the noun when it's in singular form. But look, when you change this ghayra aqil to plural, what's going to happen to hada?
هذه.
Hada, yes, now you're going to change hada to feminine singular. It will become hadihi. Kitabun, you're going to change it to plural. It will become kutubun. Now because when you change the plural and you treat it as feminine singular, you don't say use the plural of jadidun. The plural of jadidun normally jududun. Now you're going to use feminine singular. So the feminine of jadidun is
جديدة.
jadidatun. So that's the main thing to remember. See, and here jadidun became jududun. Very big difference. And when you go further, hawlatul labun jududun huwa saghirun becomes hum sigharun. They are small. Hum sigharun. Because huwa becomes hum. Saghirun, the plural saghirun is sigharun. But now, هذا كتاب جديد هو صغير. This is a new book. It is small. هذه كتب جديدة. These are new books. How do you say they are small? So it will become هذه. Yes. So you won't say صغار. You will say صغيرة. So is that understood? So now you know Saghirun became Saghiratun. And here Saghirun became Sigharun. Huwa became Hum. Here Huwa Saghirun became, yes? Sorry, this should have been, yeah, this Huwa Saghirun, because when it's singular it's the same. But when you change it to plural, it will become, feminine of huwa is here. Okay? Hiya saghiratun. So the summary of this lesson, the summary, most important point is nouns of two types, aqil and ghair aqil. When you're changing a noun which is ghair aqil from feminine singular to plural. Okay? If for example you have hadha kitabun, when it's masculine, take for example hadha kitabun saghirun or hadha kitabun jadidun. You want to say these books are new. So hadha kitabun jadidun will become hadhihi kutubun jadidatun. It won't become jududun. And you won't say haulai. So hadha and hadhihi, demonstrate the pronoun, you used to point to an object that is near. When I change hadha and hadhihi to plural, it becomes haulai, these, and ulaika, those, for distant. But with this rule here, when it is ghayru aqil, the inanimate noun is treated as feminine singular. Okay? And the summary of that is on page 52. If you look on page 52, look at it carefully. What do you have there? أسماء الإشارة للقريب للعاقل. So this might be useful to show. Okay. أسماء الإشارة للعاقل. هذا طالب. هؤلاء طلاب. So أسماء الإشارة للقريب للعاقل. demonstrative pronoun lil qarib, near, for aqil. Okay. Hadha talibun becomes haulai tullabun. When you change hadha to feminine, it's hadi talibatun, haulai talibatun. When you go to the second column, asmal ishara lil ba'id lil aqil. Hadha is for near, dhalika is for distance. So dhalika talibun, ulaika tullabun. Feminine, tilka talibatun, ulaika talibatun. When you go to the third table, asmal ishara lil qarib li ghayru aqil. Hadha baytun, hadihi buyutun. This is a house, these are houses. Hazi sayyaratun, hadihi sayyaratun. Now the point is here, hadha baytun is masculine. When you change baytun to buyutun, it is treated as feminine singular. That is why you say hadihi buyutun. But when you have a noun that is already feminine, like sayyaratun, you already know it's feminine. When you change it to plural, sayyaratun becomes sayyaratun. And again you use hadihi. The same with asmal ishara lil ba'id ghayr aqil. Dhalika baytun, tilka buyutun. Tilka sayyaratun, tilka sayyaratun. So you can see that contrast, the difference is when you change it to plural. Aqil, ghayr aqil. When it is aqil, you use haulai. When it is ghayr aqil, you use hadihi. Okay, that is like the summary of the lesson. And on page 49, if you look at, read the following examples. Al-Mufrad, Hadha talibun jadidun, huwa min America. Change it to plural. Haulai tullabun jududun, hum min America. Okay. Hadha talibun jadidun, huwa min America. Haulai tullabun jududun, hum min America. Hadha kitabun jadidun, huwa min America. Hadi kutubun jadidatun, hiya min America. So notice the difference. When it was aqil, it's huwa and hum. When it is ghayru aqil, huwa and hiya. When it was aqil, hadha became haulai, jadidun became jududun. When it is ghayru aqil, hadha became hadihi, and jadidun became jadidatun. Hope that's clear. We will go for a break now.